Alright, let's talk butterflies. This is how it starts. A bunch of eggs showed up on my dill in my garden, and a few days later they started to hatch. They're teeny tiny, you could barely see them. And then they get a little bit bigger each day. They're so cute. Swallowtails have this defense mechanism when they're threatened. They'll poke out these little orange horns. They don't actually sting, but they smell bad, which helps deter predators. And here they are a little bit bigger. They're almost ready to start their metamorphosis. I did leave half of them out in my garden, and I put the other half in my screened enclosure to keep them safe. We have a lot of frogs and lizards and birds that'll eat them, so I don't like to interfere with nature too much, but I will take half and put them in an enclosure. So there they are. And this is a really good sign that they are getting ready to form their chrysalis. They'll start climbing and looking for a good place to form it. At this point, I like to start separating them out because it gets really crowded up there and they'll actually form a chrysalis on top of another one, and I don't want that. So I try to separate them and put them in this little thing called a gizmo. It's kind of just like a little caterpillar timeout. Another cool thing is that depending on what color the surface is that they attach to is the color that they'll make their chrysalis. Then I just put them in these little sleeping bags so they're in their individual little spaces. This is what the butterfly looks like when they first come out. Their wings are all crumpled, and they will pump liquid from their abdomen into their wings, and after a few hours they'll straighten and dry and they'll start flapping them for the first time. So here they are just climbing to the top, where they'll continue to let their wings dry. These guys can be a little unpredictable. Sometimes they'll stay in their chrysalis for just a few days, and sometimes it could be months. So it's always a surprise coming home to see how many butterflies I have that have hatched. And this is my favorite part. So these guys are eastern black swallowtails, which are native to Florida, and their caterpillars' host plants are dill, parsley, and carrot tops. So I can grow those things in my garden and not worry about the caterpillars eating my other vegetables, which is really cool. So yeah, if you have any questions about the process or you want more information, just feel free to drop me a comment and I'm happy to make another video. Thanks for watching.